Be me, Karen, a 28-year-old marketing specialist at a large corporation. Been working at this soul-sucking job for 3 years, and I'm beyond done with my boss, Mr. Johnson. He's a middle-aged, self-absorbed man who constantly takes credit for my ideas and belittles me in front of our coworkers. My frustration with him has been building up for months, and I've been plotting my revenge. I'm sitting at my desk, staring blankly at my computer screen as I think about all the ways I can take him down. Maybe I can sabotage one of his projects, or spread a rumor about him around the office. But then, a more devious plan starts to form in my mind. What if I could frame him for something, make it look like he's the one who's been slacking off and undermining the team? It's a risk, but it could be worth it to see him get what's coming to him. I'm telling you, Karen, this project is going to be a disaster, my coworker, Rachel, says as she walks by my desk. She's been working with me on a campaign for a new client, and we're both getting frustrated with Mr. Johnson's constant interference. I know, right? I reply, trying to sound sympathetic. But really, I'm just using this conversation as a distraction while I brainstorm my plan. Have you talked to him about it? Rachel asks, and I shake my head. No way, I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of knowing that we're on to him. Besides, I have a better idea. Later that day, I'm sitting in a meeting with Mr. Johnson and the rest of the team. We're discussing the project, and Mr. Johnson is dominating the conversation as usual. But I'm not paying attention to what he's saying. I'm too busy thinking about my plan, and how I can make it happen. What if I could make it look like he's been embezzling funds from the company? It's a serious accusation, but it could be just what I need to take him down. As the meeting ends and everyone starts to file out, I catch Mr. Johnson's eye. For a moment, I think I see a flash of smugness there, like he knows he's getting away with something. But then, his expression changes, and he looks at me with a hint of suspicion. Oh no, does he know what I'm planning? No way, I'm just being paranoid. But the seed of doubt has been planted, and now I'm not so sure if my plan is going to work after all. As I pack up my things and prepare to leave the meeting room, Mr. Johnson lingers behind, chatting with a few of the team members. I try to act nonchalant, pretending to check my phone for any important messages, all the while keeping a close eye on him. My mind is racing with thoughts of my plan, and I'm eager to put it into action. I'll catch up with you all later, I say, forcing a smile as I nod to the team. I have some work to finish up. As I exit the meeting room, I feel a sense of relief wash over me. I've got to be careful, I remind myself. One misstep could blow the whole thing. I make my way back to my desk, my eyes scanning the office for any signs of Mr. Johnson. Hey, how was the meeting? My coworker, Sarah, asks, looking up from her computer. It was the usual, I reply, trying to sound casual. Mr. Johnson dominated the conversation, as per usual. Sarah rolls her eyes good-naturedly. Tell me about it. I swear, that man loves the sound of his own voice. I laugh, trying to play along, but my mind is already elsewhere. I'm thinking about the fake trail of evidence I plan to create, the subtle hints I'll drop to make it seem like Mr. Johnson is embezzling funds. It's a delicate balancing act, but I'm determined to see it through. As I sit down at my desk, I notice Mr. Johnson emerging from the meeting room, a self-satisfied smile still plastered on his face. My eyes narrow, and for a moment, I feel a surge of anger. Who does he think he is, anyway? Does he really believe he can just waltz in here and start manipulating people? Hey, can I talk to you for a minute? Mr. Johnson asks, sauntering over to my desk. My heart skips a beat. What does he want? Can he somehow sense what I'm planning? I force myself to remain calm, to play it cool. Sure, what's up? I ask, trying to sound friendly. I just wanted to touch base with you about the project, he says, his eyes locked on mine. I feel like we're not quite on the same page, and I want to make sure we're moving forward in the right direction. I smile, trying to appear innocent. Oh, I think we're good. I've got everything under control. Mr. Johnson's gaze lingers on mine for a moment, and I feel a shiver run down my spine. Does he suspect something? I push the thought aside, telling myself I'm just being paranoid. Great, he says finally, turning to leave. Let's catch up soon, then. As he walks away, I feel a sense of relief wash over me. I've got to stay focused, I remind myself. I've got a plan to put into action, and I'm not going to let Mr. Johnson get in my way. Time to get to work, I whisper to myself, a sly smile spreading across my face. I pull out my phone and start to type out a message, my fingers flying across the keyboard as I put my plan into motion. It's going to be a long night, but I'm ready for it. Bring it on, Mr. Johnson. Bring it on. As I finish typing out the message, I hesitate for a moment, my thumb hovering over the send button. I glance around the office, making sure no one is watching me. The fluorescent lights hum above, casting an eerie glow over the deserted cubicles. I feel a thrill of excitement mixed with a dash of nerves. This is it, I think to myself. There's no turning back now. I take a deep breath and hit send. The message disappears into the ether, and I'm left with a sense of anticipation. What will happen next? Will my plan unfold as smoothly as I've envisioned it? I tuck my phone back into my pocket and stand up, smoothing out my skirt. I need to keep up the charade, at least for a little while longer. I make my way back to my cubicle, trying to appear nonchalant. As I sit down, I catch the eye of my coworker, Emma, who's working late on a project. Hey, how's it going? She asks, raising an eyebrow. It's going, I reply, forcing a smile. Just trying to meet this deadline. Emma nods sympathetically. I feel you. I've got a meeting with marketing tomorrow to discuss the new campaign. Wish me luck. I laugh, trying to sound genuine. You'll do great. You always do. As we chat, I find my mind wandering back to my plan. What will Mr. Johnson do when he finds out? Will he try to stop me, or will he be too late? The thought sends a shiver down my spine. Hey, do you want to grab some coffee with me? Emma asks, breaking into my thoughts. I could use a break. I hesitate, unsure if I should stick around or try to slip away. But something about Emma's friendly smile puts me at ease. Maybe it's not a bad idea to have an alibi, I think to myself. Sure, that sounds great, I say, standing up. I could use a caffeine boost. As we walk to the break room, I feel a sense of calm wash over me. Maybe this will be a good distraction, I think. Maybe I can put my worries aside for a little while and just enjoy the moment. But as we're pouring ourselves cups of coffee, my phone buzzes in my pocket. I feel a jolt of adrenaline. Who could it be? I excuse myself, telling Emma I need to take the call. As I step out into the hallway, I pull out my phone and glance at the screen. My heart skips a beat. It's an unknown number, but the message is unmistakable, we need to talk. Meet me outside at 5 p.m. Come alone. My mind starts racing. Who is this? And what do they want? I feel a sense of trepidation creeping over me. Suddenly, my plan doesn't seem so foolproof after all. I stand in the hallway, my back against the wall as I stare at the cryptic message on my screen. My mind is racing with possibilities, but none of them seem pleasant. Who could be behind this message, and what do they want with me? I think back to the events of the past few days, trying to recall if I've done anything that might have attracted unwanted attention. As I'm lost in thought, I hear Emma's voice behind me. Hey, everything okay? You've been out here for a while. I turn to see her standing in the doorway, a look of concern on her face. I hesitate for a moment, unsure of how much to reveal. But something about Emma's kind eyes puts me at ease, and I find myself wanting to confide in her. I'm not sure, I say, holding up my phone. I just got a weird message from an unknown number. Emma's expression turns curious, and she takes a step closer. What does it say? She asks, her voice low. I glance around the hallway, making sure we're alone, before showing her the message. It says, we need to talk. Meet me outside at 5 p.m. Come alone. I watch as Emma's eyes scan the words, her brow furrowing in concern. That does sound creepy, she says, her voice filled with empathy. Do you have any idea who might have sent it? I shake my head, feeling a sense of frustration. No, I have no idea. And the worst part is, I have to be careful about who I trust right now. I pause, considering my next words carefully. I'm in a bit of a sensitive situation, and I don't want to drag anyone else into it. Emma's eyes lock onto mine, and I see a spark of understanding there. You can trust me, she says, her voice firm. I'm not going to pry, but if you need someone to talk to, I'm here. And if you're worried about this message, maybe we can figure out what to do together. I'm taken aback by her offer, and for a moment, I consider accepting. It would be nice to have someone to share this burden with, someone who might be able to offer a fresh perspective or some much-needed support. But then I think about the message, and the warning to come alone. Something about that makes me hesitant to involve Emma, no matter how kind she seems. Thanks, Emma, I say finally, tucking my phone back into my pocket. I appreciate the offer, but I think I need to handle this one on my own. I force a smile, trying to reassure her. Let's just forget about it for now and enjoy our coffee, okay? Emma nods, though I can tell she's still concerned. Okay, sure, she says. But if you change your mind, or if you need anything, don't hesitate to come to me. Deal? I nod, feeling a sense of gratitude towards her. Deal, I say, and together we head back to the break room, the coffee waiting for us like a warm, comforting escape from the uncertainty that's looming over me. As we sit down at the table, I try to push the message to the back of my mind, but I can feel its presence, lurking just beneath the surface, waiting to disrupt my life once again. As we sit down at the table, Emma picks up the conversation where we left off, asking me about my weekend plans. I try to focus on her words, to let the warmth of the coffee and the comfort of her company wash over me, but my mind keeps drifting back to the message. Who could have sent it, and what did they want from me? The warning to come alone echoes in my head, making me feel like I'm walking a tightrope, balancing between curiosity and caution. I'm thinking of checking out that new hiking trail on Saturday, Emma says, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. Want to join me? I force a smile, trying to match her energy. I don't know, Emma. I've got a lot on my plate right now. I pause, taking a sip of my coffee. But thanks for inviting me. Emma nods understandingly, but I can tell she's still worried about me. She reaches out and puts a hand on my arm, her touch warm and reassuring. Hey, if you ever need to talk about what's going on, I'm here for you, okay? You can trust me. I feel a pang of gratitude towards her, and for a moment, I'm tempted to open up, to tell her everything about the mysterious message and the uncertainty that's been plaguing me. But something holds me back. Maybe it's the warning, or maybe it's just my own fears and doubts. Whatever it is, I know I need to keep this to myself, at least for now. Thanks, Emma, I say, covering her hand with mine. That means a lot to me. But really, I'm fine. Just a little stressed out, that's all. Emma looks at me skeptically, but she doesn't push the issue. Instead, she changes the subject, asking me about a project I've been working on at the office. I'm grateful for the distraction, and I launch into a detailed explanation of the challenges we've been facing and the solutions we're exploring. As we talk, I feel my mind begin to clear, the message and its implications receding into the background. For a brief moment, I'm able to forget about the uncertainty and the fear, and just enjoy the simple pleasure of conversation with a friend. But as we're finishing up our coffee, my phone buzzes again, shrill and insistent. My heart skips a beat as I reach for it, my mind racing with possibilities. Who is it this time? And what do they want from me? I glance at the screen, my stomach sinking as I see the same unknown number from before. This time, there's no message, just a single word, soon. As I stare at the screen, my eyes widening in a mix of fear and anxiety, Emma notices the change in my expression and sets her cup down. "Hey, what's wrong?" she asks, her voice laced with concern. I hesitate, unsure of how much to reveal, but the intensity of her gaze makes me feel like I have to say something. "It's just, this number again," I reply, holding up my phone so she can see the screen. Emma's eyes scan the display, her brow furrowing as she takes in the single, ominous word, soon. "What does it mean?" she asks, her voice barely above a whisper. I shake my head, feeling a shiver run down my spine. I have no idea. I've been getting these weird messages all day, but I don't know who's sending them or what they want. Emma's eyes lock onto mine, filled with a mix of curiosity and worry. "Maybe you should go to the police," she suggests. "If someone's harassing you, you should report it." I consider her words, weighing the pros and cons of involving the authorities. But something about the situation feels off. The messages are vague, but they seem to be hinting at something specific, something that I'm not quite grasping yet. "I don't know," I say finally, tucking my phone back into my pocket. "I think I'll try to handle it myself, at least for now. Maybe it's just some kind of prank or misunderstanding." Emma nods, though her expression remains skeptical. "Just be careful, okay?" she says, her voice firm. "If you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out." I nod, feeling a surge of gratitude towards my friend. As we finish up our coffee and prepare to part ways, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'm being watched, that unblinking eyes are trained on me from the shadows. The word "soon" echoes in my mind, sending a chill down my spine. As we step out of the coffee shop, I glance around, scanning the crowded streets for any sign of whatever it is that's looming over me. The sun is beginning to set, casting long shadows across the pavement, and I feel a sense of unease creeping over me. "Hey, want to walk with me for a bit?" Emma asks, noticing my gaze darting back and forth. "I'm headed in the opposite direction, but I can walk you to the subway station at least." I hesitate, torn between the desire for company and the need to clear my head. But as I look at Emma, I realize that having her by my side might not be such a bad idea. At least, not until I can figure out what's going on and how to deal with it. "Yeah, sure," I say finally, falling into step beside her. As we walk, I keep my eyes peeled for any sign of trouble, my mind racing with possibilities. Who is behind these mysterious messages, and what do they have planned for me? The word "soon" hangs in the air, a constant reminder that time is running out.